Hey everybody, the following is an excerpt from the monthly Rahdo Roundup, and if you'd like to see the rest of the roundup, you can hit that eye up in the top right corner of the screen, or if you'd like to know more about the game, you can follow the link down in the show notes. And with that out of the way, let's talk about Raid on Takao, which is the sequel to the excellent Raid on Taioku, which was a cooperative game I covered a few years ago. This sequel does everything Taioku did, but builds on it in such amazing, powerful ways. I was super impressed by this. Now, it is a cooperative game, and so like all cooperative games, you can always play them solo. You just have to take on the role of multiple players, which is what I did. And what is the situation? This is basically set in Taiwan, World War II, during the bombing runs that America was, just completely pummeling this island nation, trying to drive out the Japanese and all that. And oh man, like Taioku before it, this game is brilliant more than anything else because it does not cast you in the role of some brave, hero or something like that that's going to save the day or fight back against the onslaught. We're just regular people trying to survive in these really horrific circumstances. And the strength more than anything else of Taioku, because it was a good, solid pandemic-esque cooperative game where you travel around the board, try to complete objectives, you have limited actions you can do. Takao is the same, but they have really doubled down on the relationship element between players. If you ever played Pandemic Legacy Season 1, or if you saw my video for it, I was a huge fan of the relationship elements between players. Look, we're siblings, and that has an actual gameplay meaning. That definitely happens here because there are 8 different characters you can play. They know, most of them know each other. It's fathers and sons and husbands and wives and family, friends and all that, although not all characters know everybody else. And depending on the combination of characters you bring into the game, each character is going to have their own specific goals they're trying to achieve that are either tied to their friends and family who might be playing the game with them. But if they're playing with a group of strangers and yet they still have to work together, then they get their own personal inward goals instead of their outer goals. If the mother is playing with her son, her main goal is to stay with her son no matter what, which can be very, very challenging to do because you have to split up and get stuff done. If the mother isn't playing with her son and is playing with the reporter, then she has her own goals instead about having to get to certain places in the city. So you've got those goals that are really relatable. They are tied to who these people are. And by the way, these different characters all have different special abilities, like a good pandemic game. So it's compelling to try and mix and match them, not only because of their objectives and how they play out, but also just the special powers they've got. But in addition to that, the game comes with 5 scenarios, and each time you play, you pick a scenario. These are all based on historical real-world events, and you have to complete this common goal and your own personal goals. Now, the common goal you must do to win. If you don't complete your personal goals, you'll get 3 of them drip fed to you over the course of the game. If you can't complete them, if you fail, you get a morale hit and you get like a little impact, like a slight bonus, because if you've survived, you get better at stuff. But if you can complete your own personal goal while still working towards the common goal, you can get a big bonus that really helps. The tension between focusing on myself versus focusing on this main goal, like saving zoo animals that have escaped and are going to get killed and trying to maneuver them to safety, even though they've got a mind of their own and won't necessarily do what you want to do, or avoiding secret police, all kinds of different things. You got to focus on that, but you have to focus on your own private goals as well. And the tension between those is really lovely. And on top of all that, those are all huge improvements on the basics of what Taioku did. But the external forces, the bombing, the way that works is much more predictable, so it can really be a big part of your overall strategizing. I just gotta say, folks, Raid on Takao was super impressive. It shows designers building on their strengths, creating something even better. And I feel more enriched for having played it. And that's not something you can often say about board games. This is an important game that tells an important chapter of history that is largely forgotten or overlooked. And I was very impressed by Raid on Takao. And thanks for watching, folks. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. It makes a huge difference, believe me. But with that out of the way, if you'd like to see some more, over on the left, you can find a playlist of a whole bunch more Rahdo Rapid reviews. Up in the top right, there's the latest thing that's been added to the channel. And in the bottom right, you've got something YouTube recommends. Okay, folks, thanks for watching.